Hello everyone, this is Tony Ten Westenine from Coastal Chiropractic, Coastal Chiromed, and one of the owners. And we're here today to talk about pregnancies and the benefit of chiropractic. Now, Dr. Holly, you've had some personal experience with that.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I think it was something you told me that you actually, that kind of drew you into chiropractic.
Yes, actually that's how I got started. I was a teacher and I had twins. So the pregnancy was hard on my body and I was on my feet all day long. And then I had a difficult labor and had a lot of pain. And I had never seen a chiropractor before, but I got some information and started seeing a chiropractor at that time. And it drastically changed my life to the point where I could function. I could take care of my newborn infants. And it really impacted my life, so I decided to make a drastic change, and I went to chiropractic school right after that. So it definitely had an impact on my life. I had
You have a special care for that, like in terms of you've got some certifications, and so you'd love to work on pregnant ladies.
Yes, absolutely. The International Chiropractic Pediatric Association trains us in Webster's technique, which is the technique that's designed to treat specifically women's bodies while they're pregnant. It's very gentle and safe. I got that treatment myself while I was pregnant with my other two children, and it drastically changed the pain that I was having with the pregnancies. It helps with having easier labor is one thing I think every mother can agree that they're interested in. And everybody understands that having an easier labor is also better for the baby. Right. So there's lots of research on that.
So describe the kinds of things that generally happen to pregnant ladies while they're
Well, we're seeing more and more commonly women's pelvises are not lined up correctly. So there's a lot of things that cause this. We sit a lot more. Women are working outside the household more than they used to in decades past. So we have a lot of more strain and stress on our pelvises. So our pelvises are misaligned. That puts tension on the ligaments that attach to the uterus. So there's a whole functional thing that happens in there where then when the pregnancy is developing and then the baby gets bigger and the baby's supposed to just naturally turn head down with gravity. That's what's supposed to happen. But when there's tension and torsion and all that misalignments going on in the pelvis, it prevents that from happening on its own. So once we get that reestablished with the mom's pelvis, it takes away all that tension on the pelvis. It helps everything just function the way it's supposed to, so that all that stuff works out and the pregnancy is much easier. There's less pain on the mom's abdomen, and then they have a healthier pregnancy, an easier labor, and then ultimately a better outcome for the mom and the baby.
Wow. Okay, so what if somebody is not in pain and they say, well, I don't need to see a chiropractor?
Absolutely.
Would it be a good idea for them to come in anyway?
Yes, sometimes you don't feel that your pelvis is out of alignment, and we don't want the moms to wait until they're 39 weeks pregnant and the baby's breech and now it's kind of a time crunch. Ideally, we'd like to see you throughout your pregnancy to avoid that in the first place. It's much easier to get the pelvis aligned before the baby's 8 pounds and already stuck up in the wrong direction, and trying to make changes at that point becomes a much more serious condition than, hey, we've kept your pelvis aligned out from the get-go and now there's no problems, you don't have any complications, and it's just a much smoother process to make sure, because you may not feel that your pelvis is out of alignment. And so we want to make sure that things are going the right direction much earlier in the pregnancy and prevent those things before it gets to complication.
That sounds good. Now, what about the health of the baby? Looking after the health of the mom through chiropractic, does that help the health of the baby?
Well, a lot of times we see birth trauma. So anytime the baby is stuck in the birth canal and there's long-term birth hours where you're in labor for a long time, and then there's a lot of interventions that occur, those have side effects on the baby. We do see birth injuries in the neck of the infant, so having an easier labor definitely has been shown to help that baby have a better outcome in the beginning. And then we check the infants to make sure, even in an ideal situation where everything possible has been done, there can still be complications based on other factors that's going on with the mom's health or the baby's development. So we check the infants at birth, make sure that everything's in alignment, especially with the neck. Yep. And sometimes it's just a positional thing too. The baby might be sunny side up, or all those things can impact the health of the baby's neck. And then that can impact their development later on because they're not able to lift their head when they're supposed to and all those things.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like there's a whole pile of benefits, and it
Yes.
sounds great. We're going to sign off. Give us a call. Make an appointment, even if you're not in pain. It's
Yes,
it's a great way to go through your pregnancy.
Absolutely.
So God bless and have a great day.